आमिर खान के घर पे इतने सारे आईपीएस ऑफिसर्स पहुंच गए इस हफ्ते कि लोग सोच में पड़ गए कि चल क्या रहा है। हनी सिंह के फिजिकल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के बारे में एक फैन ने पोस्ट किया सोशल मीडिया पे, जिस पर उन्होंने पूछा व्हाट डिड ही ईट। उस पर जवाब दे दिया बादशाह ने, एंड बादशाह कमेंटेड क्रेडिट्स। जब हर दूसरी फिल्म इंस्टाग्राम पे रील बनवा के, एयरपोर्ट लुक्स बेच के और एक्टर्स को मीडिया सर्किट पे भेज के भी फ्लॉप हो जाती है, सैयारा ने कर दिया कुछ ऐसा कि पूरी इंडस्ट्री इस वक्त अपनी स्ट्रैटेजी पे रीथिंक कर रही है। So for the first time after the release of the film, we have with us the captain of the ship that's called Saiyaara.
The Right Angle with Sonal Kalra.
कुछ ही दिन पहले ऐसा वक्त था कि बॉलीवुड में फिल्में नहीं चल रही थी, और आजकल सांस भी लेती हूँ तो कोई ना कोई सैयारा देख के आ जाता है और फिर पूछता है कैसी लगी। हेलो एंड वेलकम टू द राइट एंगल। दिस इज सोनल कालरा। आज हमने सोचा कि कुछ ऐसा कर देते हैं जो किसी ने नहीं किया, कि हम सैयारा जो इतना हल्ला मचा रही है उसके कैप्टन ऑफ द शिप से ही बात कर लेते हैं। बट उसके लिए थोड़ा सा इंतजार। बिफोर दैट्स द वीकली रैप। यो हनी सिंह और बादशाह की दुश्मनी रह रह के सामने आती रहती है, और इस हफ्ते हमें एक और इंस्टेंस देखने को मिला। हनी सिंह की फिजिकल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के बारे में एक फैन ने पोस्ट किया सोशल मीडिया पे, जिस पर उन्होंने पूछा व्हाट डिड ही ईट। उस पर जवाब दे दिया बादशाह ने, एंड बादशाह कमेंटेड क्रेडिट्स। हम आपको ये बता दें कि इन दोनों के बीच में ये काफी साल से झगड़ा हो रहा है, जो अपने अपने कॉन्सर्ट्स में ये लोग एक दूसरे का मजाक उड़ाते रहते हैं। बादशाह ये क्लेम करते हैं कि हनी सिंह का जो एक बहुत फेमस सॉन्ग है ब्राउन रंग, उसके लिरिक्स बादशाह ने लिखे थे और उन्हें कभी इसके लिए क्रेडिट नहीं मिला। लगता है बादशाह के जख्म अभी भी भरे नहीं है क्लियरली। हनी सिंह हैज नॉट रिस्पॉन्डेड टू द कंट्रोवर्सी। कंटेंट के नाम पे सॉफ्ट बेचने वाले एप्स को सरकार ने जोरदार फटकार लगाई है। दिस वीक एप्स लाइक उल्लू, Alt, and there were 23 such apps which have been banned by the government. जैसे ही ये खबर आई, लोगों ने बात करनी शुरू कर दी कि हो अब एकता कपूर का क्या होगा। एकता कपूर जो कि बालाजी टेलीफिल्म्स की ओनर है, she had to issue a statement denying that they were connected to Alt any longer. शुरुआत में कभी Alt बालाजी हुआ करता था, पर अब ये एसोसिएशन नहीं है। She wrote in a social media statement, and I quote, "Media reports have been in circulation about Alt being disabled by the authorities. However, contrary to such reports, Ekta Kapoor and Shobha Kapoor are not associated in any capacity whatsoever with Alt, and they had stepped down from their association with Alt way back in June 2021. आमिर खान के घर पे इतने सारे आईपीएस ऑफिसर्स पहुंच गए इस हफ्ते कि लोग सोच में पड़ गए कि चल क्या रहा है। बाद में उनकी टीम ने ये रिवील किया कि दैट दोज ऑफिसर्स वांटेड टू मीट द स्टार एंड ही वेरी ग्रेशियसली अग्रीड। तो पूरी बस भर के आईपीएस ऑफिसर्स आमिर के घर पे गए। ऐसा शायद वो पहले भी कर चुके हैं। उन्हें जब आईपीएस ऑफिसर्स की एसोसिएशन ये बोलती है कि आईपीएस ऑफिसर्स एज अ ग्रुप आमिर खान से मिलना चाहते हैं, स्पेशली दिस स्टार्टेड आफ्टर हिज फिल्म सरफरोश जो 1999 में आई थी, तो हमेशा आमिर उनकी इस रिक्वेस्ट से अग्री करते हैं। सरफरोश में उन्होंने एसीपी अजय सिंह राठौर का रोल प्ले किया था और बहुत ही पॉपुलर रोल हुआ था, तो उसके बाद से शायद उनके साथ ये रिचुअल है। सो इस हफ्ते में जो लोग आमिर के फैंस घबरा गए थे कि इतने सारी पुलिस आमिर के घर क्यों आई है, नाउ दे नो द रीजन व्हाई। जब हर दूसरी फिल्म इंस्टाग्राम पे रील बनवा के, एयरपोर्ट लुक्स बेच के और एक्टर्स को मीडिया सर्किट पे भेज के भी फ्लॉप हो जाती है, सैयारा ने कर दिया कुछ ऐसा कि पूरी इंडस्ट्री इस वक्त अपनी स्ट्रैटेजी पे रीथिंक कर रही है। आज हमें इस फिल्म के रिकॉर्ड्स के बारे में बात नहीं करनी, क्योंकि वो तो पूरा देश कर ही रहा है। सोचने वाली सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि एक फिल्म जिसमें दो फ्रेश फेसेस थे, न्यू कमर्स, नो बिग नेम्स, उन्होंने बिना कोई ढिंडोरा पीटे, बिना कोई प्रमोशन किए, बिना कोई पीआर किए, बस वर्ड ऑफ माउथ और वायरल सॉन्ग से ये अचीव किया है। सैयारा की रिलीज से पहले तक आपने देखा होगा कि हर फिल्म की कास्ट या तो आपको कौन बनेगा करोड़पति, बिग बॉस, कपिल शर्मा के शो, ऐसे रियलिटी शोज में दिखेगी, या फिर दिखेगी आपके घर के पास वाली मॉल में, कॉलेजेस में, या फिर टीवी पे इंटरव्यूज देते हुए। लेकिन इस फिल्म की कास्ट ने अब तक एक भी इंटरव्यू नहीं दिया है टू प्रमोट द फिल्म। इट कंप्लीटली रिलाइड ऑन इट्स म्यूजिक एंड ट्रेलर टू डू द टॉकिंग। बट आज की बात सोचने वाली ये है कि इज देयर अ रियली वन करेक्ट वे टू मार्केट अ फिल्म? यही है आज का हमारा सॉल्व्ड का टॉपिक। हमने सोचा एक देखते हैं, इज देयर अ डेफिनेटिव फॉर्मूला टू मार्केट अ फिल्म। सबसे पहले आपको ये बताते हैं कि मार्केटिंग और प्रमोशन सेम चीज़ नहीं होती। मार्केटिंग एक बड़ा छाता है जिसके नीचे सब कुछ आता है, जैसे फिल्म की ब्रांडिंग, टारगेट ऑडियंस को समझना, रिलीज की स्ट्रैटेजी, टाई-अप्स करना, कोलैबोरेशंस करना, सोशल मीडिया प्लानिंग, पोस्टर्स का डिज़ाइन, टीजर ट्रेलर डिसाइड करना, उनका इम्पैक्ट, इवन वो कब और कैसे रिलीज होंगे, उनकी टाइमलाइंस, ये सब कुछ एक बड़े अम्ब्रेला के अंडर आता है, विच इज कॉल्ड मार्केटिंग। प्रमोशंस जो है उस मार्केटिंग प्लान का एक हिस्सा होते हैं जिसमें एक्चुअल एक्शन होता है, जैसे स्टार कास्ट कौन से टीवी शोज पे जाके क्या मस्ती करेगी, यूट्यूब इंटरव्यूज किसको दिए जाएंगे, कितनी इंस्टाग्राम रील्स बनेंगी, कौन से कॉलेज में विजिट होगी, कॉन्सर्ट्स, कॉन्टेस्ट, या इवन जैसे शाहरुख खान अगर लोकल ट्रेन में चढ़ के सेल्फी लेंगे तो वो एक प्रमोशंस का हिस्सा होता है। हर फिल्म के बजट में मार्केटिंग का एक सेपरेट बजट रखा जाता है और हमें इंडस्ट्री ये बताती है कि डिपेंडिंग ऑन द बजट ऑफ द इंटायर फिल्म, दिस मार्केटिंग एंड प्रमोशंस बजट कैन रेंज फ्रॉम 2 crores to 20 crores। अब थोड़ा मार्केटिंग की एवोल्यूशन के बारे में बात करते हैं। 1960s 70s के अराउंड मार्केटिंग या प्रमोशंस नाम की कोई चिड़िया नहीं होती थी। ये हमें पता ही नहीं था होता क्या है टू प्रमोट अ फिल्म। एक फिल्म रिलीज होने वाली होती थी, उसका पता चलता था पोस्टर्स से या होर्डिंग्स से, जो पूरे शहर में फिल्म के रिलीज से 1-2 हफ्ते पहले चिपका दिए जाते थे बाय द मेकर्स। इनफैक्ट वन ऑफ आवर सुपरस्टार्स हिमसेल्फ पुट आउट पोस्टर्स ऑफ हिज डेब्यू फिल्म, मतलब तब वो सुपरस्टार नहीं थे, उनकी डेब्यू फिल्म थी, उन्होंने खुद जाके पूरे बॉम्बे में अपनी फिल्म के पोस्टर्स चिपकाए थे। आपको पता है वो कौन थे? दैट वाज आमिर खान। आप सुनिए, आमिर खान अपनी डेब्यू फिल्म कयामत से कयामत तक के टाइम पे ऑटो रिक्शाज के पीछे खुद जाके अपना पोस्टर चिपका के आते थे। उस वक्त उन्होंने एक कोट दिया था कि जुत्शी, जो उनके को स्टार थे, जुत्शी मी मंसूर द डायरेक्टर ऑफ द फिल्म एंड आमिर सिस्टर नुजहत, जुत्शी मी मंसूर एंड नुजहत, वी वुड ऑल गेट इनटू आवर कार्स, गेट ऑन द रोड्स, stop taxis and autos. We would tell them, please stick these. Our film is coming out soon. Some would agree, some would not agree. They would ask कौन सी पिक्चर है, कौन है इसमें। मैं बोलता था इसमें आमिर खान है, वो कहते थे वो कौन है। फिर मैं उन्हें बताता था कि मैं ही हूँ आमिर खान, मैं पिक्चर का हीरो हूँ, अपने पोस्टर लगाने आया हूँ। We tried a lot that people will get to know about our movies. तो आप समझ ही गए होंगे कि वो क्या सिंपल टाइम थे जब हीरो खुद सड़क पे जाके ऐसे प्रमोट कर रहा था। पर आगे चल के आमिर ही वो एक्टर बने जिन्होंने मार्केटिंग को हमेशा के लिए रीडिफाइन कर दिया। 2008 में आमिर खान की एक फिल्म आई थी गजनी। तो गजनी की मार्केटिंग के लिए उन्होंने एक लाइव कैंपेन पे फोकस किया था कि आप आमिर में ही ट्रांसफॉर्म हो जाए, आमिर में मतलब गजनी में ही ट्रांसफॉर्म हो जाए। आप लोगों को याद होगा जिन्होंने देखी है कि गजनी में आमिर का एक कंप्लीट डिफरेंट कट था, मतलब ऑलमोस्ट बाल ना के बराबर थे और बीच में से एक लाइन निकलती थी। तो उन्होंने ये किया कि जो सिनेमा हॉल में लोग काम करते थे, जो टॉर्च लेके अशर्स थे, ऐसे तकरीबन 100 लोगों ने आमिर वाला हेयर कट करवा लिया। तो जब लोग गजनी देखने पहुंचे तो वहां पे पूरा पॉपकॉर्न बेचने वाले से लेके सिनेमा हॉल के अशर तक सबका सेम हेयर स्टाइल था। इनफैक्ट आमिर ने कुछ लोगों को ऐसे बाल खुद काटे इन फ्रंट ऑफ द कैमरा एंड दैट रियली लेड टू अ वेव अबाउट गजनी। ये पूरा खेल तकरीबन 2 हफ्ते तक चला, रिलीज तक। फिर आई वेबसाइट लॉन्च करने की बारी, जिसमें भी गजनी ने ये किया। उन्होंने एक वेबसाइट लॉन्च की findgajni.com, जिसमें फिल्म के प्लॉट के बारे में टीजर्स थे। द फैंस कुड एक्चुअली फाइंड क्लूज टू फाइंड द फिल्म्स विलन ऑन दैट वेबसाइट। गजनी के लिए ऑल्सो दे रिलीज्ड इंडिया का पहला 3D PC गेम, पर्सनल कंप्यूटर गेम। सैमसंग ने गजनी के एडिशन के फ़ोन भी लॉन्च किए। All of this explains how marketing really played an important role because Ghazni became a case study in marketing. So this is what marketing does to sustain the buzz in the minds of the viewers. मार्केटिंग की सारी हदें पार की 2011 में शाहरुख खान ने उनकी एक सुपर हीरो फिल्म आई रावण। आज के टाइम पे फिल्म के एसेट्स, मतलब एसेट्स का मतलब होता है फिल्म का टीज़र, ट्रेलर, सॉन्ग्स, ये सब रिलीज़ किए जाते हैं टिपिकली फिल्म के रिलीज़ से 1-2 महीने पहले। और अगर कोई फिल्म बहुत ही बड़ी हो, जैसे अब रणबीर कपूर की बहुत बड़ी फिल्म आने वाली है रामायण, तो उसका 1 साल पहले भी उन्होंने एक टीज़र रिलीज़ किया है। तो एक्साइटमेंट बढ़ाने के लिए रावण ने उस वक्त 14 साल पहले रिलीज से 7 महीने पहले क्रिकेट वर्ल्ड कप के सेमीफाइनल मैच में अपनी फिल्म का 10 सेकंड का एक ट्रेलर दिखाया था। एक टाई अप हुआ था यूट्यूब के साथ फॉर अ मूवी चैनल डेडिकेटेड टू रावण। फिल्म का मर्चेंडाइज भी लॉन्च हुआ था, वो छोटे छोटे रावण दिखते थे टीवी पे, हर जगह शाहरुख खान छाए हुए थे। नो वंडर देन कि इस फिल्म का मार्केटिंग मार्केटिंग कॉस्ट अराउंड 40 करोड़ था, जिसमें से 15 करोड़ सिर्फ उन्होंने ऑनलाइन प्रमोशंस के लिए ही दिए थे। रावण बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं चली थी उस बार, सो इट्स अनदर मैटर वेदर दीज काइंड ऑफ मार्केटिंग बजट्स कैन एक्चुअली लीड टू टिकट सेल्स। भारी भरकम प्रमोशंस और मार्केटिंग के बीच में आया था एक गेम चेंजर विद बाहुबली। द क्वेश्चन व्हाई डिड कटप्पा किल बाहुबली बिकेम अ मार्केटिंग कैंपेन ऑन इट्स ओन। मेकर्स ने पहला पार्ट रिलीज होने के 2 साल बाद तक ऑडियंस को सस्पेंस में रखा था कि व्हाई डिड कटप्पा किल बाहुबली। Memes, theories, fan fiction, and audience all became a part of this whole marketing campaign. It was the most cost-effective campaign ever. It let curiosity do all the talking. अभी तक हमने जो एग्जाम्पल्स आपको दिए हैं उससे प्रूव ये होता है कि मार्केटिंग अलग अलग तरह से होती है। अब मैं आपको बताती हूँ कि क्या क्या डिफरेंट तरीके होते हैं फिल्म की प्रमोशन और मार्केटिंग करने के लिए। पहली, जो न्यूज़पेपर से लेके टूथपेस्ट तक आपको हर जो नई फिल्म आने वाली है उसके बारे में आपको बताया जाए। न्यूज़पेपर में आर्टिकल्स आते हैं, इन फिल्म ब्रांडिंग होती है, फिल्म के नाम की और कास्ट की बेसिकली आपको याद रहती है। दूसरे टाइप की मार्केटिंग होती है इंटरव्यूज़ देना, और इंटरव्यूज़ में भी आजकल पॉडकास्ट करना। जैसे आमिर ने सितारे ज़मीन पर के लिए प्रमोशंस किए थे, तो उन्होंने लगभग हर बड़े पॉडकास्टर को जाके अपनी इंटरव्यू दे दी थी, लंबी लंबी 2-3 घंटे की। तीसरा होता है ऑन ग्राउंड प्रमोशन करना, जैसे कि मॉल्स में चले गए, कॉलेजेस में चले गए। जैसे मेरे हस्बैंड की बीवी की टीम ने एक मल्टी सिटी टूर किया था। दे विजिटेड सो मेनी कॉलेजेस, फेमस प्लेसेस टू क्रिएट अ बज। और चौथे टाइप की मार्केटिंग होती है सैयारा वाली मार्केटिंग, बेसिकली कुछ भी नहीं करना। यशराज फिल्म्स, जिनकी इन हाउस टीम ने सैयारा की मार्केटिंग स्ट्रैटेजी बनाई, उन्होंने ही ऐसी स्ट्रैटेजी एक दूसरी फिल्म के लिए बनाई थी, विच वॉज अ नो मार्केटिंग स्ट्रैटेजी। आई नो इट्स अ लिटिल आयरॉनिक। इसको अपनाया था उन्होंने शाहरुख खान की कमबैक फिल्म पठान के लिए इन 2023। No interviews. Shahrukh did not give any interviews. He did not do any media promotions. He did not do any media red carpet appearances. Just a silent storm of teaser drops. A little bit of controversy bait. You remember that orange bikini controversy of Deepika Padukone? And that fan-driven hype over social media. The film broke records without the usual PR circus. Meanwhile, Shah Rukh Khan made his real marketing comeback on Twitter, responding directly to his fans' questions through his Ask SRK sessions. The question therefore remains, एक फिल्म को मार्केट करने के लिए क्या कोई बेस्ट तरीका है? इसका जवाब देने के लिए राइट एंगल के ऋषभ सूरी ने बात की वरुण गुप्ता के साथ। वरुण गुप्ता, who owns Max Marketing and has been the brain behind a lot of hit films like Animal, RRR and several others. This is what Varun Gupta had to say.
Focusing on the topic of marketing, I really feel that there have been a lot of marketing examples in the past 2 decades. Me and my company have been doing this for the last 10 years, and there have been a lot of instances of, different actors going out and doing different things to market their films. Now, trust me, while there is no connection of me in doing the marketing of Saiyaara, it was all done in-house by the production house YRF, and very well done. I have some friends over there and we were chatting, and it's very, very well done by the team. But what I would like to say is that just like filmmaking, even film marketing doesn't have a success formula. So it won't be right if suddenly we start feeling that, oh, this is the only and the right way to market films, or vice versa. While everybody has their own theory and I'm no expert to put one, but according to me, one thing that worked brilliantly in the favor of Saiyaara was the innocence, honesty, purity and the exclusivity of the content, the actors, and most importantly, the director Mohit Suri. Let's understand, it is the content and the asset of the film that works. A outdoor hoarding, a mall activation, a city tour, or a Kapil Sharma show, or any other fiction show only helps in people getting reminded of that teaser, trailer, or song that they have seen. So if your teasers, trailers and posters have not clicked with the audiences, all these mediums of recall is not going to help. It will in fact recall me of the bad teaser trailer that I've had. That's number one. Coming to the other point that I was asked in the last 10-15 years that we've been in the business, which are some of the wackiest marketing that we have done for campaigns. So something that comes to the top of my mind, a very, very proud campaign, is for a film called Padman. And considering the topic that it was and the kind of activations we did, while the name pad was there in the title itself, we also made sure we went ahead and we spoke about entrepreneurship, what one can do for love, so that it is a more accessible conversation for families. At the same time, of course, the very famous Padman challenge happened, and that did wonders for our reach and our conversation, and that film needed conversation.
तो देखा आपने, फिल्म का कंटेंट एक्चुअल किंग है, लेकिन उसके मार्केटिंग उसका किंग मेकर हो सकता है, या कभी कभी सैयारा के केस में उसकी नॉन मार्केटिंग उसका किंग मेकर हो सकती है। हर फिल्म के लिए एक ही फॉर्मूला काम नहीं करता, और शायद इसी अनप्रिडिक्टेबिलिटी का नाम है बॉलीवुड। When you begin to lose your childhood heroes, you know you're growing old. वैसे मुझे तो पता है, मेरी तो उम्र बहुत ही बढ़ चुकी है, लेकिन अगर आप लोगों में से कोई मेरी एज के हैं तो आप रिलेट कर पा रहे होंगे। The newsmakers this week are two legends that we lost. WWE legend Hulk Hogan and singer-songwriter Ozzy Osbourne. हल्क की डेथ के कॉज बताया जा रहा है हेल्थ इश्यूज। वैसे उनकी फाइनली डेथ कार्डियक अरेस्ट से हुई, बट वो काफ़ी टाइम से हेल्थ इश्यूज से जूझ रहे थे। ही वाज 71 ईयर्स ओल्ड। 90s के किड्स को याद होगा कि उन्होंने उनके फैंस को बोला जाता था हल्का मेनियक्स, और उनका फेमस कैच फ्रेज हुआ करता था व्हाट यू गोना डू व्हेन हल्कामेनिया रन्स वाइल्ड ऑन यू। Ozzy Osbourne, on the other hand, he died at 76, was the Black Sabbath band के lead vocalist, और उनको Prince of Darkness बुलाया जाता था by his fans. Rock music में एक बहुत ही बड़े नाम थे वो। He died less than 3 weeks after his retirement tour. We really hope their souls rest in peace. 90s के kids के बचपन का एक हिस्सा हमेशा के लिए इन दोनों के साथ चला गया। अमिताभ बच्चन जी ने इस बार कुछ ऐसा बोल दिया हमें रॉफल मोमेंट देने के लिए कि ऐसा लगेगा कि पूरे देश के मल्टीप्लेक्स ओनर्स जैसे वो सीरियल्स में क्या 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 कर रहे हैं, ऐसा करके रिएक्ट कर सकते हैं। अमिताभ बच्चन जी ने अपने टम्बलर अकाउंट पे एक पोस्ट डाला रिसेंटली, जिसमें उन्होंने अपनी फिल्म शोले की एक पुरानी टिकट पोस्ट की, जो कि 20 रुपए की आई थी। ये सब तो ठीक है, चलो गुड फॉर नॉस्टैल्जिया, लेकिन उन्होंने इसके साथ में कैप्शन में लिखा कि आई एम टोल्ड दैट दिस इज द प्राइस ऑफ एन एरिएटेड ड्रिंक इन थिएटर नाउअडेज। इज दैट अ फैक्ट? मतलब क्या सर, आजकल थिएटर में 20 रुपए में स्ट्रॉ भी नहीं मिलती उधार पे, वैसी वाली स्ट्रॉ, पेपर वाली स्ट्रॉ जो सारा ड्रिंक को सोख करके पी जाती है। बच्चन साहब के लिए तो शायद इन्फ्लेशन कौन बनेगा करोड़पति के एक सवाल की तरह हो सकती है, लेकिन आम जनता के लिए एक फुल फ्लेजेड हॉरर फिल्म है, जिसमें क्लाइमैक्स पे 320 रुपए का कोक आता है और इंटरवल पे पॉपकॉर्न आता है, जिसके रेट को सुन के हार्ट अटैक आ सकता है। सर 20 रुपए में थिएटर में आजकल बस एक ही चीज मिलेगी, अगर उसका चार्ज लगता शायद, टिश्यू पेपर। इस हफ्ते का कोट ऑफ द वीक है आरजे महावश, जो कि काफ़ी ट्रोलिंग फेस कर रही हैं एवर सिंस शी स्टार्टेड डेटिंग क्रिकेटर युजवेंद्र चहल और रूमर्ड टू बी डेटिंग हिम। युजवेंद्र ने अपनी वाइफ धनश्री वर्मा को रिसेंटली डिवोर्स किया था। उसके बाद से ट्रोल्स ने महावश और यूजी को ट्रोल करना बंद नहीं किया है। अभी रिसेंटली आरजे महावश के एक वीडियो पे एक ट्रोल ने लिखा, किसी का पति चुराना इज चीटिंग। महावश सेड एंड आई कोट, इन लोगों ने ही देखा होगा मुझे चुराते हुए, कुछ भी बातें बनाते हैं लोगों को, बस व्यूज आने चाहिए। वेल, महावश ने अच्छे से जवाब दिया है, बिकॉज आफ्टर ऑल इंसान है, ब्लूटूथ स्पीकर नहीं है जिसको कोई भी चुरा के ले जाए। इस हफ्ते थिएटर पे आ रही हैं 2 फिल्में, दोनों सीक्वल्स और दोनों ही आफ्टर postponements. Dharak 2 starring Siddhant Chaturvedi and Tripti Dimdi. It looks like an emotional and intense roller coaster ride revolving around the caste system, जैसे धड़क 1 थी। दूसरी फिल्म है Son of Sardar 2. It stars Ajay Devgan. It is a sequel to 2012 Son of Sardar and it's a madcap comedy. क्लैश में किसकी जीत होगी वो तो पता नहीं, लेकिन ऑडियंसेस आए देखने तो बिजनेस की जरूर जीत होगी। Well, now we have come to the on call with segment, और अगर लेफ्ट राइट सेंटर ऊपर नीचे सिर्फ एक ही चीज की बात हो रही है बॉलीवुड में, which is सैयारा, how could we not bring you an exclusive? So for the first time after the release of the film, we have with us the captain of the ship that's called Saiyaara, Mohit Suri. Well, hello Mohit, thank you for joining The Right Angle.
Thank you so much, Sonal. Thank you. This means a lot. ऐसा introduction शायद थोड़ा over expect का हो जाता है पूरा. I mean, लोगों से when they hear this, I think.
Well, Mohit, I think for the past few days, the way things have shifted, you please start getting used to compliments now.
Yeah, it's been 20 years, so I guess it's about time you get used to it. But it always feels good. it's amazing that I have this time in the evening that I take with my wife, where she's been telling me to come and do the household things, but I said no, just give me that between 6:30 to 9, because I think all the phone calls come at that time from all over the country, and I'm saying let me just hear all the love. It feels good. It's taken 20 years to read, and it feels good. Yeah.
Well, your 20 years have been marvelous, Mohit. In fact, we had actor Akshay Kumar on this show last week, and he had some great things to say about Saiyaara. In fact, on you, he said that if Mohit is handling the project, then of course the music would have been great, the direction would have been flawless. I mean, some outstanding things and compliments he gave, he sent your way. What do you have to say to that?
No, he's known me since I was actually a child. I think I was assisting on the set of Avara Pagal Divana and with Vikram, and he's seen me with Sunil Bhaiya, and he's seen me like with Sunil Darshan, and all through the years, and he's seen me through my films. We've tried to work together a couple of times, but some things have always never really fallen into place. But he's always been someone who's, in fact, even when Villain had done well, he was someone who's, and Ashiki 2 had done well, he was always someone watching. So he's not someone who's ever lost faith in me or in the person. He's been quite an encouraging factor. But uh, I just feel that for him to come there publicly and acknowledge it, very few people would go out there in public. A lot of people would send you these messages in private, but to go out there, uh, what else can I ask for more?
So Mohit, Saiyaara, as you know, has become a phenomenon. It's become a revolution. So as a director, what was that moment? Was it during the making? Was it after the release? But what was that moment when you kind of knew that the film is going to strike so big?
When there was a day when I was shooting first and foremost, and I usually am not someone I'm very critical about my own work, but there was a scene I was shooting, and there was the scene on the piano. Is when she gets his name wrong. I don't want to tell you much more about it for the people who have not seen it. Uh, and the way Ahan gave that shot and the way the girl spoke, I just those were the days where you feel you're doing a good thing. You belong to the right profession. It's when the film starts talking back to you. I keep saying that to some people. It's when you first keep pushing the film, and then the film by itself takes a life of its own. So when that happened, I turned around to Sumanna, who's my creative producer, and I turned around and told her that, Sumanna, I don't know about the film, but I don't know about the fate of it, but I know we're making a great film. Um, that, and I think when Adisha saw the lose edit, he's someone I keep saying that I went to the movies to make films. I saw Dilwale in the theater when I was in the 8th grade, and I was always obsessed with, okay, this is the kind of films I want to make sometime in my life. And I saw DDLJ, uh, and when he saw the film in its loosest form, and he was always somebody who said this film, no matter how much it opens, it's going to do 100 crores. And we were like almost like, he was always he saw something in the film, which is very difficult for a director who's going every day in it and making it to see. And that's what an experienced producer should do. Those were the 2 days where we felt we made something special. The love is always what I expected. The collections are very welcome, very welcome. I'm very happy about it. But this love is something that I really wanted a lot.
Well, yeah, Mohit, actually, Adi's judgment has always been on point and one has always known that. But since you've mentioned the piano scene, I want to tell you that we as a team in HT, we all went together. God knows how many years, after how many years have we all gone to watch a film together. And when we were watching the film and that particular piano scene and the name scene comes, I won't reveal more than this. Again, I think a lot of people collectively skipped a beat and a lot of hands went up to kind of wipe a tear. So clearly with that scene, you may have triggered something. And also, since I'm talking about the reaction, Mohit, बहुत सारे लोग देख रहे हैं कि सैयारा के बहुत extreme reactions हो रहे हैं. मतलब लोग कपड़े फाड़ रहे हैं, they are crying in the theaters. There's a very intense triggering that's happening with the reactions. So what's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's we had stopped looking at I mean, I've actually made a career on this, and I forgot about it on people with heartbreak. There's a very funny thing I have, that when I'm roaming in the night, sometimes when I'm driving on my own, alone from my office back to my house, and if I see some boys on Carter Road in a car hearing my music like Avarapan and Tofe Rao, and if they pass by me, I don't really mess with them too much because they're, they're the ones who are really the heartbroken, jilted lovers. So I knew I did have that with the music that's connected over the years. And this is not something that's come um, yet today in this film only. I think it's music that went and penetrated from Tofe Rao to Adat to all the heartbreak music of Tumiho and Sunrana to Urarame. It's kind of been living with people for a really long time. Um, and but for them to come out, I just think we stopped making, we as in I would say all we filmmakers, including myself.
So yeah, Mohit, your movies have always, had spectacular music which triggers what we call the jilted lover emotion. But for this particular one, like Saiyaara's tracks are in the global charts of Spotify. So that must be a huge high. Have you yet got the time to party with the musicians and the people behind these lovely tracks?
Yes, I did. Ahan actually surprised me by calling Fahim down, and we met in my office in Bandra. And suddenly, in the middle of the night, Ahan's like, "Let's meet, let's meet." And I'm wondering why he wants to meet. He said, "No, we went to Mount Mary Church because I think him and Aneet actually, after they met me the first time, went to Mount Mary Church hoping they get the part. So they always wanted to go back there. So they came to Bandra and we went to Mount Mary Church um, in the rain, trying to light the candles. But we did that. And then we went back to my office to celebrate the moment. And I found Fahim there. Fahim is the singer, and Parsalan couldn't make it, but when Tanish was, it was a last minute thing where it just felt like when we started off making this, where we were all people with dreams from different places. Like Arsalan was telling me till a year back, he was working as a civil engineer in the Atal Setu between Leh, Ladakh, and Kashmir, and had no idea, aspired to make music for films. And today, here it is, a song hitting the global charts, even though his father is a musician. So it's a big dream come true for. I mean, I've seen this with songs like Bola Mein Wo Baatein. I've seen it with Tumi Ho. I've seen it with Galia. I've seen this, not this level, but for them, for Ahan, for each time there was always a newcomer involved with it. Whether it was Imran Hashmi in the beginning, then it became Aditya Roy Kapoor, then it became Siddharth Malhotra, and now it's Ahan and uh, Fahim and Aneet. So I think the magic only gets better, and it's scary that each time you do it, you're expected to do it again and again. Uh, but uh, at the moment, it feels so good. Yeah, it feels so good seeing these kids go through it. I would feel let down if I didn't let them have the same success and same positions to reach that I'd probably made other people reach.
Well, how sweet is that, Mohit? And this came straight from the heart, clearly. But the fact that you and Adi took a risk with taking rank newcomers, not just for the music but also as the lead cast of the film. So, was there a moment, or were there people around, advisors around you, who said that maybe a couple of big names in the film would be needed to make the project more financially viable, as people call it?
To be honest, Sonal, I've been working with newcomers all my life and career. Like even when I worked with Imran and stuff like that, they were new. Kangana, maybe the only stars I worked with Imran and Vidya when I did Hamari Adhuri, and John. But the thing is, it was an easy thing for me because the requirement of the film was about first love, and being age appropriate. They were both playing the age which was honest to the film. It was very easy to make that decision for me. What the decision would be heavy would be for my producer to have this conviction, especially when you have been the leading production house in the company and in the country, and having the access to all the biggest stars in the industry. To be honest, he actually did tell me this that uh, between you and me, we can get anyone in the industry for this script. But I am telling you, my distribution team will be happy, my marketing team will be happy. But if you make this film with established people, the film is not going to work. It was him who said it, and I said yes. But I, and those times were really bad, Sonal. At that time, there was only larger than life big cinema. People were making multiple star cast films like crossing universes and multi and people were coming together. Big stars were making films like not one but two or three. But there was just my brief was only about these two young. It's just a two people story. So I have to give this credit completely to Akshay Vedani and Adi sir, because I can be the dreamer who wants to do this, but someone to back my conviction like this, they have to put their money where their mouth is actually.
Yeah, fabulous, Mohit. Well, actually, another thing which has worked so much in the favor of the film, and in this episode, we've spoken at length about that in another segment, which is this whole marketing idea, or let's just call it non-marketing idea. So, whose thought was it to not have the lead cast give any interviews, appear on any reality shows, do any media interviews? I mean, you basically threw that entire PR exercise out of the window. So, whose thought was that, and who came up with it?
Very initially, like when we were in the film, midway through, they were very charged. Everyone was very charged in YRF to do something new because they were doing a love story after very long, and they were hearing just good things from the set and stuff like that. So we did a meeting with all the actors and with both the actors, and there was a whole PR meeting of how we want to make it a very important love story, and they had they had a great PR meeting, and it was a great marketing meeting. But it was so good that it was what everyone was doing, and I think it was the head of marketing and Akshay and Prithvish, and there was and Ahan and me who turned on and looked at each other and said, "But this is not the film." Uh, of and then I had this talk with them. I don't know, yeah, when was the last time I think people went and watched films because they saw the lead cast playing Truth or Dare or asking these questions like who was the biggest prankster on the set and asking newcomers how was it to work with Mohit Suri. What are they going to say? What will they say? So I said they might just walk up on stage and trip, and that will get memed. I mean, and it's a very normal human error. But people can just, that's how things have become today, I think. So I said, let's talk about their work rather than, if you even when a poster was supposed to come out, we said, let's come out with a teaser. Let's go the film way. A lot of people have not been doing it because most of the so-called newcomers are being launched directly on OTT. Let's say we're going film. I don't know whether you'll notice it. We put Saiyaara, the song, in the theater also because we said we are coming to the theaters. We are not messing around. We're not going to missing. This is a theater film. Uh, so I think the whole idea of let the work talk for itself. I remember telling Akshay, do everything that is normal in which was traditional in this film. Look at whatever is classic, just go by that. Whether it's music, there's a teaser, there's a trailer, no comedy shows, no reality shows. I don't know how that helps. I think it's good for them. Put that money in promoting the music. I think going to cities and tours would, for an established takas might work, but not when you're trying to push people who are not known to anyone. Yeah. So I thought what we tried to focus on is keeping to the film, and I'm glad my producers believed in that. I mean, I just suggested it, and they took it the whole way, from no covers, no nothing, no everything. I mean, I just felt something was not right, and so I have to give credit to the marketing team here. It's easy for us to say things like this. We live with filmmakers live in a dream world, in a film world of their own. These are the ones of the market. They have to handle things. And honestly, this was not done out of any arrogance. This was not done out of we just felt that let the work talk for itself. Let's not. And even if when I went out for interviews, I only spoke about the film. I didn't talk about anything else. Uh, uh, I'm not interested in talking about when I got depressed in life. Why did I make a kickback? I don't know how that all helps in making a film. So we just stuck to the film.
Well, Mohit, in a way, I'm really glad I'm coming from being on the other side of the table where, my reporters go out and interview. And I think it was only a matter of time before, and everyone's starting to feel it. It was only a matter of time before something like this called out the very stereotypical way and the same old questions and the very cliched way in which interviews do get conducted. And really glad that this film's success would be able to kind of address this for all of those involved. So it's a good change.
Think there's some actors who like to promote a lot, and they do push filmmakers and producers to spend more money in promoting it and doing it. And each to their own. I think it works for some, it doesn't work for some. But in the end, I think what works the most for the film, which I know, I mean, how does an English film get an opening in, with just one trailer that comes in the theater? I've always wondered that. Uh, like a Jurassic Park opened so big. Uh, how does a South film that be liked everywhere? So I just think is the what the most. Let's stick to the fundamentals. Music works. I didn't know how much it works, but it does apparently work a lot. That's what we've seen. And yeah, and the trailer. I think that's what's most important.
सो मोहित एक चीज़ जो आई एम वेरी कीन टू आस्क कि ये जो इसके पीछे क्या स्टोरी है जो क्रिकेट कनेक्ट है फिल्म में वो जो विराट कोहली वाली लाइन है सो वो व्हाट इज़ द स्टोरी बिहाइंड दैट प्लीज़ बताइए.
I remember seeing Virat Kohli once when he was like a newcomer in a nightclub, I think. And I remember him once saying, "You see, I'm going to be the biggest cricketer." I overheard him saying it to some people, and he was a newcomer at that time. He's younger than me, so I'd seen that, and he he's had his ups and the glorious career that he's had, but he's had his downs also. And then he comes back after over 1,000 days and scores a century again. He truly is a legend, and you'll have people who make scores and break records. But if you want to be remembered forever, you have to live the life that Virat lived. So that was the best example to give. He's done it his way. He's given to cricket. So I just wanted this analogy to make music not by just making a hit, not just scoring a century, but by giving something back to music, like how Virat has. So all power to him, and I'm a Virat Kohli fan.
Well, I think this analogy has played out perfectly, Mohit, in this case. And my last question is something which is a signature question, as we call it, on the right angle. We ask this question to all of our guests, which is, now legit, there are so many aspiring directors who may be wanting to be a Mohit Suri of the future, because जैसे एक इम्तियाज़ अली school of filmmaking है, there are directors who completely follow a certain kind of style of filmmaking. So अगर किसी को कल का मोहित सूरी बनना है तो उसे क्या करना होगा?
I met Anurag Basu Dada, as I call him, over the weekend, and he's someone I assisted and really respect. And he kept telling me people are going to come for your storytelling. And I was like, Dada, what by storytelling? I have no idea what I represent. I'm being honest about this. I'm not saying this out of any magnanimity. There is just my wife used to keep telling me this when I started my career, that there should be some style, something of yours that people catch on to. Today I asked her when she saw this film, is that style there? She said, yeah, I think you got it now. So I think it's 20 years later and 14 films older that I've actually finally got something that the kids. All I would think is, uh, I've never tried to impress you with how intelligent I am or how gaudy I am. For me, being a filmmaker is, and the best compliment I can receive is if I feel I can touch, if I've touched you in some way, if I've contributed in, if I've mattered emotionally to you in some way. So whether it's Ashiki, whether it's uh, Saiyaara, or whether it's equivalent or anything, what has worked for me has been the emotional quotient. So I think we give a lot of importance to intelligence, I think we should give a little more importance to an emotional quotient in everyone that you work with. And that's the same thing that comes out in your music. I'm not saying be depressive. Even to laugh is to be emotional. Uh, even to feel for someone. I think we've stopped feeling. We've started impressing and dazzling. We've stopped holding someone's hand, but we've been showing them a lot more. We stopped wiping a tear. We stopped giving a hug. I think so. If as a filmmaker, that's what you need to. I would like to do it, and that's the way I have made uh, my career. There was nothing. There's a lot of me in the film. I think in the way Krish's character has lived his life. Um, we all wanted to be famous. We all were rude and crude at one time, but you realize that in the end, love stays, not the fame, and you will not be remembered for what you take from this industry, but for what you give back. Whether it's a newcomer, whether it's a musician, whether it's a lyric writer, whether it's a singer, whether it's a film. So yeah, they're not going to remember the bungalows and the farmhouses you buy.
Well, that's such a thoughtful, beautiful, warm answer, Mohit. And I mean, I could sense that every word of what you just said is coming straight from the heart. Thank you so much for taking out the time for the right angle, and God bless you with more power and more success.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Means a lot. Thank you.
And with this, we come to the end of this episode of The Right Angle with me, Sonal Kalra. Please do not forget to send in your comments, bouquets, brickbats, gali, tarif, everything on our YouTube channel of Hindustan Times, Live Mint Hindustan and HT City. और आप चाहें तो मुझे मेल भी कर सकते हैं directly at sonal.kalra@hindustantimes.com. I will see you next Friday at 7 p.m. Till then, stay good, stay blessed. Oh, no problem. नो प्रॉब्लम. हैप्पी फॉरवर्ड वाइफ. मैं आज ऐसे ही बोल रही हूँ. ये सब कहीं नहीं लिखा हुआ था. मुझे लगा अभी ऋषभ बीच में बोलेगा कि ये क्या किया आपने, ये तो है नहीं.
सैयारा वाला कोड आ गया, याद नहीं आ रहा है.
हमारी तारीख क्या है?
WWE हल्क. W W W W